Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel here on a lovely Friday night this time. Filling in for Mr. Dave, ScottRails, while he's away over the pond. Let's see who all we have present tonight. We've got RDK, James L, Julian Mirza, Mustache Mike, hello, Giuseppe, Chris Brew, Mr. NW Brew, Holly, hello Holly, Christopher Michigan Rough Fan, Little Tracks Corner, how's it going JP? Good stream tonight, sir. Lynn McCurdy, Roger Metzgar, George MBRR, let's see, Rofro Model 3D, welcome to the stream. Spence Too Much, welcome back to the stream, Spence. Peter Meningen, aloha, sir. Just keep screwing up your name. You get it at some point. Aloha from you and the gecko. Okay, Peter. And Josh Cannon, welcome back to the stream. I think we've got everybody tonight. Welcome. Yeah, we don't have any packages or nothing tonight. Just some stuff to run that you haven't seen run yet. On Big Layout. Charger, an old USB cable, and a 5-volt source. Yeah, we'd probably do it. If you're talking about lighting. Miss Miranda is being Miss Miranda. Right? You wanna come here, Miranda? You wanna come here? Did you scratch yourself on this thing? Scratch yourself? Scratch yourself on something? Huh? Huh? You don't wanna come out? You're just chilling? Okay. Yeah, she's giving me that look with her arm just kind of draped over the side, and it's just like, nope, I'm not going anywhere. Yes, there is trees. There's several different kinds of trees all over the place. You can't but barely see a little hint of it over here too. That still has a lot of work to go yet. Welcome to the stream, back to the stream there, Mr. Raven Train. But yeah, here, let's just give you a little peek here. Let there be some greenery going on. Welcome to the stream, Jim E. So you see, we even got a little bit of grass going on right in front of the camera. There's also a little bit of grass, some ground cover back there inside the tree area. So we've been making a little bit of progress here and there, and they're all different types of trees. So it's not all one uniform look. It's just like, you know, you would kind of see in a forest. You're going to see, yes, tons of trees, but they're not all going to be the exact same kind of tree. Or if they are, they're, you know, different states of aging, and maybe one got a bark beetle one year, one didn't. Welcome to California. But yeah, so we've got some odds and ends trees here and there. We even got some other new trees on the actual main layout part. I pushed the bulldozer back a little bit so you can actually kind of see it in focus. Welcome back to the stream, Dr. David. Hope you're having a good evening, sir. Turn down a little bit. Hopefully that's not feeding back when I'm talking. Yes, Mustache Mike, I am here. When the stream does work, it's fuzzy, so you'll lurk here in the chat. Oh, okay, Peter, sorry to hear that. So we'll start over here. We'll start on the little tram line, as usual. You can kind of see a little something else sitting on the tracks in the back there. But here on the tram line tonight, we're starting off with the Series 103 4-car set. This is a Kato set. Does not have any kind of lights, not yet. That is a future project. So we'll go ahead and get this one starting on down the line. This is an older Kato, so it's not quite as smooth as what you're kind of accustomed to seeing from Kato. It's definitely an older mechanism. Takes a little more juice to get rolling as well. Ah, okay, Peter, gotcha. Alrighty, so that is underway. Unfortunately, I can't change the cameras from across. Here we go. So we've got two little steamers here. Well, little being a relative term. Go ahead and get the power turned on. We are running DC tonight because neither of these locomotives have been converted yet. But we'll roll this one up so that it's a little closer to the camera. This one is the Roundhouse 280 of the DNRG that was sent to me by my friend Joe. And the two cars behind it are also DNRG. They are also Roundhouse kits that were assembled. Those were the two that I showed on stream that one night. James, Dundas Junction, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. So these were, I was showing these off, you know, they've got a nice little interior, or actually have some nice little window dressings and whatnot on them. There are even trees on the trunk line. Yes, yes there are. Yes there are. So we'll go ahead and get this one rolling. And we'll switch it to the other line so that we can pull the other train out of the station. Oh, and you can go ahead and take a look at this. Here is some of the work that was done this week in the park loop. So a little more snow is melting. Yeah, Josh, it's just what Roundhouse did. I had actually changed the bulb out on my SP260, but for some reason it's being a persnickety pain in my butt. And so every time I put the shell back on, something happens and I think it's shorting out. So I've got to have to spend a day and actually just work on it and see if I can't get it. Because I had changed the bulb out so that it would be a more appropriate color for the type of locomotive. They should be amber at least. Yes, it is mud season at present, Mustache Mike. And so we'll cut back to the station. And what you're seeing the front end of is the Model Power 462 USRA Pacific. And it does have its string of 6 SP passenger coaches behind it. So we'll go ahead and flip it, and it's just going to start moving. And here, actually, I'll go ahead and slow the other train down so that we can get both of them moving together. And making sure that turnout's throwing. Okay. Why is the SP not wanting to move now? And let the gremlins begin, apparently. Come on, come on. Come on. Go, 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 you. Apparently I didn't clean that track as well as I did the others. There we go, got the SP pulling out now. What I get for not cleaning the station line. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the power up a little bit. I'm gonna laugh because it looks like that little 280 is gonna outrun the Pacific, which actually has much larger drivers. Then again, it is pulling a much longer train. So. Just in line, welcome back to the stream. There goes the 280 up on the high line. We'll go ahead and go over to the crest cam. And you can see the little 280 coming chugging on by. Well, more like flying on by. Pacific's got to warm up. The Pacific spent a bit more time in the box than the consolidation has. So there we go. Both trains we haven't seen, like the the consolidation we haven't seen pulling its cars, and the Pacific. I mean, you've seen the video where the Pacific was pulling its cars. Oh, there goes the tram. And that little consolidation is just like, I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Consolidation's definitely running at a speed faster than it would ever have run in service, for sure. Which ones, Giuseppe? The ones behind the consolidation or the ones behind the Pacific? The Pacifics are green. It could be, Giuseppe. The ones on the Pacific are green with black roof. And on the consolidation, they are like Durango orange with the silver roof, black band. Yeah, it seems that way, Josh. I think it's probably just the type of the motor in the roundhouse versus the type of the motor in the model power. They don't seem real dark on mine, but I mean, they are a very dark green. RDK, they are actually Concord. All 6 of those are Concord. That's pretty much indicative of, I think they sold them as either in 6 or 8 car sets. I sold them in either 6 or 8 car sets, and all 6 of those cars are different. So yes, Giuseppe, it's progressing. It is progressing along, slowly but surely. Oh, there's the Series 103s. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Peter. Yeah, we got to get him like a turbo booster or something for his internet out there, I swear. I hope everybody had fun with Little Tracks tonight. JP and his now dueling RoboCams. And hopefully everybody's had a nice, well, can't say nice weekend. It's not Saturday this time. It's actually Friday. So I'm a little bit out of my time. But yeah, hopefully, everybody's had a decent Friday at least. I mean, it is Friday, so should be decent for everybody. It was the 103. We'll go ahead and stay right here. Watch the 103 cut its little loop here. And that 103 literally barely is able to go around those curves. Those curves are 8.5-inch radius, so watch the Pacific go behind everything. Hello, Drew. Welcome to the stream, or welcome back to the stream. Easy Buds. Hello, Easy Buds. Sorry if I missed you. Welcome back to the stream. On a different night, on an early night. See if we can catch the. Did it already go by? Seriously? Dude, that consolidation is going to end up lapping the Pacific. Oh well, hey Josh, you gotta do life, right? You gotta do you. Hopefully you have a good time at the party. I just noticed the end of that tail track up there's kicked over from when I was vacuuming the track. 53 hours this week, RDK. I do remember those weeks. You definitely remember those weeks. So, well, here, let me see if my tablet's awake enough that it can take over the. Oh. Apparently the tablet is dead. It's dead, Jim. All right, well, guess we'll go plug that in. Because the plan is, or the plan was, to connect my phone to OBS so that I could shoot some video or connect it as a cam and show you guys some of the other grass work that the cams are not currently picking up. Now, there is some work pending to the layout that is probably going to end up changing one of the cams, which would be the cam you're looking at right now. That cam will not be able to live where it's at because there's going to be a backdrop splitter right there, or divider. So I will not be able to keep the camera there because, well, there'll be a wall and you just be staring at the backside of a wall, which doesn't do anybody any good. We're gonna have to let the tablet charge for a little bit. But you can see some of the grass work just the other side of the trees down the slope there. Let me see if I can get my phone hooked up. If we can get that part working. Okay. Okay, let's open up that client. Oh wait, I don't have to take my phone and do that. Silly. I have another phone. See how much battery power it has. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Peter. Those undersea cables just aren't doing the deal, apparently. All right, let's see how much battery power we've got. Okay, got a little bit. Okay. And let's see. I think it's this one. No, that's the newer one. This is the one we bought. You mean USB only? No. Wi-Fi. Okay, so it needs to be this one. Nope. Yep. Whoop. What happened there? Whoop. Oh. I messed it up. Give me a ticket. Oh. Hey. Oh. Come on. You can do it. There we go. All right. We got that working. All right, everybody. Hold on to your butts. It's phone time. Oh, I forgot I had all those running. So, I'm going to go over here. Do a little show and tell. You can see, got some grass in here, got some grass up in here. The grass all up in here was when I finally started figuring out how to actually apply the static grass. And it's funny because the static grass is so thick in this area that when I was poking the holes for the trees, if I didn't keep the pointer there while I put the tree in the hole, I'd actually lose the hole I just poked in the thing to put the tree. Because the grass would literally close up over the top of the hole. So it was actually kind of funny. What just happened? Hello? Okay. That was weird. What happened to my tram? There it is. Yep, it's back. It was because I went from a screen that had all of the regular 4 cams on it to a fifth camera, which my computer cannot do. So, yeah. Computer has a difficult time dealing with, apparently. Hello, Richard RM. Welcome back to the stream. But yeah, so that is what we've got going on. Oh, look. I think the consolidation finally lapped the Pacific. Sorry for the shaky cam. The little blue guy? This one? That is the Series 103. Little four-card commuter set. One of the Kato Japanese addiction trains. Yeah, it's a very old, well, I can't say very old, but it's an older Kato set that doesn't have any of the fancies, doesn't have any of the lights or anything like that, but I plan on adding it later on. We're doing pretty good, Richard. Hopefully you're doing well. Well, Holly's pooped. It's a little late for Holly over there. Yeah, that set RDK comes as a 4-car set. Thinking. Normal amount of bandwidth because the entire list is big. Ah, okay, Peter. Well, they should leave some for you guys. I mean, seriously. It has been a long week, though. There's been lots of things goings on and being done here, and plus, Brielle started school this week, and so lots of first days this, first days that, early days, all that good stuff. I've never really understood, Peter, but too bad you couldn't get something like Starlink or something, because it would have to be faster than what you're dealing with. I mean, you're not that far away from me. I mean, yes, you're still like a 6-hour flight away from me, but it's not like Australia or UK or anything like that. So it's like, but I mean, it still is an undersea cable, so. Oh, I forgot about the dentist, Holly. My condolences. I am not a fan of the dentist there, but I think we had that conversation that one night when we were all in Discord. Oh, darn! Everything's on this end now, except for the consolidation. It's tearing away. Now, I tried a little different angle on this camera tonight. I moved it up a little higher so that you could get a little more of the loop in. Unfortunately, getting a little more of the loop in meant losing a little more of the exit from the loop and the entrance to the loop. So can't win them all. So How did my daughter feel about her first week of school? She had a great time. She's in an after-school program as well, so she gets all kinds of time with her friends at school, and she loves it. So, haven't heard of any issues with her new teacher or her giving her new teacher issues. So that's also a plus. Oh, of course, right as I cut away is when the little one starts up the hill. As I say, we're running DC right now, so there's only so much that I can do because I don't have the lines separated like Dave does because of the whole DCC thing. So there probably is ways that I can do it, but it would complicate the wiring under the bench a lot more than I really want to deal with at the moment. So for now, we'll deal with it like this, and we'll go from there. Man, look at those side rods fly on that thing. Here, we'll go ahead and drop back down here along the station tracks. The little speed demon should be going by shortly. I'm gonna turn the power down just a little bit. Looks like the Pacific still has enough grunt to get up the hill with its cars. That should definitely slow the Pacific down, or the consolidation down considerably. Side rods aren't flying nearly as fast anymore. Can't wait till I get these all DCC'd, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. But, you know, the life of DCC conversions never seems to end. Holly, I really, really need to not get any HO trains. It'll just start it all over again, Holly. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's just... I was really close to being pretty much done DCCing everything, and then I bowed out of the hobby for a while and sold most of that stuff off like an idiot. And I'm still kicking myself for a lot of the sets I sold, a lot of the locomotives I sold. Because, you know, I had SP, UP, I had Milwaukee Road, I mean, you name it, I had it. I had CP, I had CN. Yes, I don't think you, I don't think your other half would be happy if you were like, yeah, so I need to take up another room, and then I need to put a hole in the wall so I can run the trains from one room to the other there, JP. Good night, James. Hope you have a great weekend. Still climbing in the park loop, eh? Okay. And here we go. We got the consolidation coming up around the outside. So you were on a Burke, Christopher? Well, I think technically, yeah, the Ollie Burke was like one of the last of our larger ships, because we really don't even have cruisers anymore. They're all DDGs. You know, they're all guided missile destroyers now, I think. All right, Josh. Sounds good. So, okay, if you're asking a what, then you don't. You said you were on a guided missile cruiser. Were you on an Ollie Burke, or were you on something else, or like on a Ticonderoga class or something like that? Smaller than a destroyer. Oh, so you're definitely on a one of the newer ships then. Richard's trying to gaslight you, Holly. Don't do it. Don't fall for the trap. The new battleships. Well, see, even the new battleships aren't technically going to be battleships in the traditional sense. They're just going to be larger guided missile carriers, basically, or cruise missile carriers is all they're going to end up being. Because there's really no point in having anything with the kind of, you know, gunnery setup that the Iowa class had. There's just no point. The missiles totally usurp it. The Shiloh. Here, let's take a look and see what the Shiloh. I've heard of it before. Okay, so the Shiloh was a Ticonderoga class. Can you tell somebody's played his share of ship games? Now, Raven, you said he was ATC on the carrier, or he was just ATC, period? Because a lot of the jets that were scrambled for 9/11 were scrambled off of land. I think they did scramble some jets from naval bases up and down the coast, but... Okay. Alrighty, so let's see. Well, I was going to have James pick something, but James has departed. If you guys haven't already, please, I believe everybody here has hit the subscribe button, but please like the stream for me. It helps the channel a lot. And we're progressing really nicely towards that lovely 500 sub mark, and getting towards that lovely milestone. The first step of 2 I have to make before February, apparently. Alrighty. So let's see. What can we do? Well, what can we do? Oh. I don't know how well that one would run on the big layout, but hey, why not? So I'm gonna go ahead and do all the YouTube stuff. Yeah, do all the YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Yes, please, as Holly said. All right, we're gonna go ahead and turn on auto scene switcher. And I am going to switch some things around. We're gonna let the series 103 run for just a little while longer. Actually, no, yeah, we're gonna change the series 103. Gotta figure out where those cars I want to run are at. Figure out where I put them, where I'm storing them. Oh, there they are. Hey, look at that. It's like, ta-da. Okay, found the cars. Awesome. Oh, I know where those are. Also on the USS Chancellorville. Interesting. Yes, it's definitely a race. The scene switcher start, you. Right. What do we want to put on there? Oh, you know what? We'll switch out. Switch out for this one. Oh, wait. I'm going to try and do a little better tonight about changing things out and do it a little more expeditiously. Not sure how well I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to try. .103 come back around to me here. Stop right here. Yeah, perfect. I lost the little train. Where is it? On the backside of the hill? Oh yeah, here it comes. That thing's still moving. It's just not quite doing the, 88.8 miles an hour trying to go back in time. And not a lot of room for stuff over here. All right. Right, trains are still going. Oh yeah, RDK for sure. I'm sure it could probably do it. I'm just wondering at what point will the size of the Pacific's drivers catch up with the overall motor speed on the consolidation. That's the question. Okay, so there's that one. 2.5 years before they made you a contractor, huh? A contractor in the military there, Easy Buds? You did the civilian contractor work? Apparently my cameras are all out of sync with the locations of the trains. Great. Okay. I'm going to put these over here for right now. Awesome, Lynn. Well, sounds like you're going to have a good time. And I hope you do have a good time. Awesome, Lynn. Look forward to seeing them. I didn't get to watch or check your stuff that you sent to me earlier today. I just got hung up with family stuff and trying to wrap up stuff on the layout for tonight. All right. Okay, that one's going. Oh, the consolidation is going to lap the Pacific again. Well, you're going to get to see the little one as it's passing, coming up to pass the big one again. I think I'm seeing an issue with my track that I'm going to have to rectify. Pacific is definitely taking offense to it every time it goes over it. That's not good. Oh, a little warm over here in the corner. It's funny because it's where all the air conditioning is landing, is over here in the corner. Yeah, well, like I said, JP, it's mainly because I haven't wired it up the way Dave has, because Dave's pretty much going to stay DC. So he has every one of his lines just goes to a separate power pack, which is pretty much the way the small layout is set up. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to pull the little one off the Denver and Rio Grande. I'm going to let the SP run for a little longer because I'm going to put another DC train. Thank you for that, Mr. Raven Train. There's a little shout out there for Mr. Lynn McCurdy channel. Yeah, go show Lynn a little love. Throw a couple more cars behind the consolidated. Eventually, that is the idea, Mustache Mike. I'm thinking one or two more. All right, so what I'm gonna do is that was on that. So all right, already subbed. Well, thank you much. We're gonna run one of the older locomotives that I have. Just because I have something I want to put behind it that is yet to see the track. The Pacific is still continuing to drag its butt. I may need to actually give it another little round of lube. I don't know if I've ever actually broke in the Pacific either, because I know the Denver and Rio Grande did not get anywhere near enough run time to be broken in. So, but what we're doing is replacing one Denver and Rio Grande with another Rio Grande. Hey, easy. Just re-railed you. You're not supposed to derail. What are you doing? Okay. 2 more cars. And we'll go shut the power down to put the locomotive on. Oh, hey. Stop it. Behave. Pushing it off the re-railer, and then it just pushes itself right back up the re-railer again. Oh, that didn't go. Oh, that did not go on at all. Okay. All right. Cannot see the chat where I'm at. Let's see. You did your little steam engines run in with your auto reverse trolley line? That's cheating, Holly. That's cheating. Supposed to run 30 minutes one way and 30 minutes the other. Not back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Saw another Japanese anime commuter train on eBay the other day. I was going to send it to you. Then I saw it was $240 for a 2-car set. Thought better of it. That's about the going price. Believe it or not, Mike. Believe it or not, that's about the going price for any of the special stuff like that. It is smart, Holly, but it's cheating too. Cheater. Too smart for your own good. All right. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Go. Oh boy. It looks to me like what's going on is the Pacific actually, I think the Pacific needs to be broken, needs a good break-in. Because in order to have the power up high enough for the Pacific to move, I have to have the other train hauling butt. Which pretty much what it was doing last time. If I turn the power up high enough to get the Pacific moving, the other train's going to be going by like it's shot out of a cannon. So, hello, JD. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Alrighty, easy buds. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out. Hopefully you have yourself a great weekend. Oh, dear Lord. Hey, Holly, look at Caboose. Man, that poor Pacific is just not having it. Yeah, I think I need to. It is not a Chessie Caboose. It's a Rio Grande train. It's a Rio Grande Caboose. Going by at the speed of light. I may end up having to pull that Pacific off. The Pacific needs to. I thought it was okay to run tonight because it's been running well, but I've never run it on a track where it had to share power. So I may need to just pull it off and no, it was not. All right, so when the SP locomotive gets around again, I'm gonna pull it off because it's definitely not having a great night. You know what I could put on the front of that? I can put something on the front of that that'll have no problem with the power. And it'll still be an SP. All right, this is going to be a brief park. Oh. Well, I'll wait for the SP to be starting to come down the hill, and then I'll swap it out real quick. Yeah, it's actually a Rio Grande Caboose. I'll stop it in front of one of the cameras. Well, hell, it'll probably be back around to the SP before the SP gets to the position where I'm going to change the locomotive. Well, no, Holly, what it is it needs broken in. The Pacific does. The Pacific runs like a Swiss watch. It's just, it hasn't been broken in yet. And it probably does need some lubrication. All right. Well, I am going to stop it there and swap its power. It's UP yellow on top. I think it's either single or double black lines, and then silver on the bottom. It's one of the cars I got one of the last times I was at the my favorite little antique dealer. All right, so I need something to chalk block the rest of the train while I swap motive power. There. Ooh, yeah. The SP is a little on the warm side. So that's telling me that it was not moving. Oh, don't you do that. Behave, you. Yeah, SP apparently so tired it just wanted to roll over right now. I went to set it down, it just rolled over on its side. Kind of funny, but not at the same time. That tells me that it's definitely in need of some DLC. Just fine. It is new, after all. New old stock. Haven't seen, oh no, why did you do that? I can't believe you've done this. Come on. Go on. There we go. This locomotive won't care about any of your gripes, cars. It'll just say, shut up and like it. All right. Get the choo-choos rolling again. A little upgrade on the motive power. Here, we'll right here. Yeah, we'll bring it down here. An upgrade on the motive power, but apparently it's still drawing more power. We're taking, well, you know what? I think of what it is too is it's, you know, newer motor and everything. This is, I mean, this is a Kato GS4. So, oh, we're stuck on scene switcher. Okay. Well, if that's the case, I'll just wait. I thought it was still scene switching. My bad, guys. Somebody should have said something. We'll go ahead and set it here. Here's a better look at that caboose. Don't know if I can zoom in and that it'll be clear, but we can try. See if we can zoom in. Oh, it's grainy, but you can see. Definitely not a UP, definitely not a chassis, although my antique dealer friend did have a chassis caboose. I was tempted. He just didn't have any chassis motive power. So that's why I was like, But we'll go ahead and get these rolling again. Yeah, you get this up to 50% power, which is where the Rio Grande cruises. Night, Chris. Thank you for coming and hanging out for a little bit, sir. Hopefully you have a great weekend, sir. And see, you know, I got the Oh, I did it again. Um, this is the speed where that little F unit's cruising. The GS4's technically cruising as well. Not nearly going as fast as they're known for going. But we'll go ahead and start the scene switcher. It's little Kato GS4 War Baby. Is there a correct speed? No, not really, Holly. I prefer not to run them like they're being run like they're, trying to set a land speed record. I prefer to not run them that fast. Eventually, the cars I would like to get for this locomotive are the Southern Pacific Lark cars. Those are the cars that I would like to eventually get for this GS4. Oh, there goes the diesel coming down the hill. And by the way, for those that are curious, I'm going to stop scene switcher. This is the locomotive that we're running. This is how old that Denver or that Rio Grande engine is. So, she's an oldie, but she runs super nice, and especially on the large layout, it cruises. And it's so heavy because it's literally all weight. It cruises so nicely and can pull a decent amount. Those ore cars that it's pulling are not light cars. Those are roundhouse cars, and they've got a substantial weight in the bottom of those cars so that they can run empty. Hello, BNSF39. How have you been, sir? I haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully you've been good. Let's go ahead and get back to the track. Oh, look, they're both just kind of chugging up the hill back there. Up, and the diesel's pulling out in front. Well, thank you guys. I've had wanted a War Baby for a long, long time, and a friend of mine that buys a lot of like estates and whatnot. Here, we're gonna go ahead and bring this back up to this. Buys a lot of estates and whatnot. When I went to his place to do some horse trading, happened to have it sitting there. Had it and the other daylight that I have up here. And I couldn't pass it up, so I had to grab it. Oh, BNSF, I was unaware about anything with your wife. Hopefully your wife is doing well, sir. I'll have to catch up with you because I was unaware of the backstory. Hopefully everything, well, you say good that you were there for a week. Hopefully everything continues to progress decently, at least. This is a nice GS4 chugging along. As this GS4, oh, brain surgery. You know what? I think I remember you mentioning that. I do think I remember you mentioning. Well, I do really hope that it has gone well. And hopefully she's back on her feet sooner than later, like Raven said. Nice little shot of the GS4 going up the hill with the heavyweights and the Mount Fuji rolling around on the tram line. And that little Revell engine is just awesome, in my opinion. You know, the only time I really hear it is when the only time I hear it is when it's coming down the hill. Other than that, it's almost as quiet as any Atlas or scale trains or anything, honestly. Light and sound bother her a bit, so I'm more worried about the sound than anything due to the train traffic out front. Oh, yeah. I can totally understand that, BNSF. Well, again, thoughts and prayers for speedier, recovery, or speedy recovery sooner than later. There's some really funky music, isn't it? Let's try for something a little. Okay. She's coming along, BNSF. I've put in some work this week. I got all the trees planted today over the course of today. That was today's project. After got a little bit to school today. I finally started feeling better. I've been feeling like absolute crap this week. You know, I've been fighting that sinus infection that would just finally got to me to the point where I was on basically borderline vertigo again. And so I just kind of took it easy for that day. I was in the middle of trying to do static grass that day and it didn't work out that well. So good night, RDK. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Hopefully you have a great weekend. No, Jim, I think he's been on a perpetual coffee break. But yeah, so anyways, my wife came home that night and brought me some Sudafed, and wouldn't you know it, Sudafed fixed me right up. And I've been feeling a lot better. There's still a little bit of effects here and there, but overall I've been feeling better. So I was able to actually get some more work done. You know, I got some painting done. What was it, last Sunday, Monday, over around the park loop. I got that painting done. Me and the wife went out and did some shopping Sunday. And she was off Monday and Tuesday because Brielle started school. What do you want, you oaf? You know what? That would probably be the best job for his little ass. By the way, here, everybody, hang on a second. You guys hear me talk about him, but you never see him. Just like you all met Dave's son. Come here, boy. Well, see, it's kind of like, remember, what was Tim Allen's show, Home Improvement, where you only saw, Mr. Wilson from the neck down. This is my boy Isaiah. This is my 21-year-old you guys hear me talking about. So that's Mr. Isaiah. Coming in to harass the lizard, which is he pretty much does every night, and then he's going to check on the snack in the back corner. Yeah, no, she better still be in there. Your mom will lose her shit. But anyways, yeah, yeah. There's a funny part to that there, BNSF. Is that he's not even technically mine. He is my stepson. but I've been in his life since he was literally 3 months old. So, excuse me. I think he was 6 or 8 months old, and so his father has proven to be less than reliable for most of his life. So I became dad. I didn't make that distinction. He made that distinction. I was the one that was going to school, taking him to school, picking him up from school, taking care of him. So I became dad. And it's hilarious, when me and my wife were out and everybody goes, "Oh, I can see the family resemblance." And we both go, But I'm dad. I own it. I raised it. You can see with the headset on his head, Mr. Gamer Boy. So, yes, exactly, Raven. Exactly. So, he's my boy. I call him, and that's why I don't call him by anything else. I just call him my son, because that's what he's been. So, and him and my actual son are really good friends. They get along. Isaiah, looked up to his older brother, Jeffrey. And so, they both have a lot of the same interests. They both like to game. My son streams over on Twitch. My son has his own family, works as a school bus driver for one of the local districts, as does his wife. That's where my 3 granddaughters are, or came from, or Melody, Sonata, and Cadence. Can you tell they like music? Oh, but yeah. Yeah, no, so it's that's my boy. That's my boy. So whenever you hear me talking about Isaiah or my 21-year-old, that's him. Anyhow, enough of staring at my ugly mug. We can go back to the chooches, see where the chooches even are. Oh, chooches are all over here. Perfect. Yeah. No, I like my family. Love my family, however you want to put it. We do the thing. Oh, uh-oh. Is Mr. Ravel getting tired? Well, that's not gonna work. I don't have another Denver and Rio Grande engine. Well, I do, but it's not gonna pull that. What did I miss? That may be true, but slap on the goatee, Jake. Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, BNSF. Yes, I do believe Kevin is actually streaming tomorrow. Well, BNSF, when my wife had her big medical issue where we ended up spending a week in the hospital with her, my layout was the same thing. Yeah, Kevin's Tiny Trains will be on tomorrow, normal time. But yeah. No, I love my family. My 4-year-old still call her my 4-year-old. My 5-year-old knows how to push daddy's buttons. But yeah. Oh, okay, Julian. Nice. There's nothing wrong with that profession as far as I'm concerned. At one point, I was actually going to school to be a school bus driver. And then I had an opportunity open up to where I could go back to aviation maintenance school for aircraft mechanic. And so I took that route. I lined everything up. And then the next thing I knew it, the boss that ultimately ended up retiring me called me to come work for him at a wage per hour that I could not turn down, which would have been twice what I would have made starting out as an aircraft mechanic. So yeah. Yeah, they tolerate us, James. Really, honestly. Let's be fair. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out an alternative for Mr. Dragon Butt. You know what? I know what I can put over there. You can do this. It's not, I repeat, not a ooh, how am I going to do this? I'm going to change out the Revell engine. He's getting a little tiry. We are very fortunate to have you, Holly. I agree with Raven. So we are going to pull our little Revell friend. Oh, look at that. I pull the Revell off, and now the GS4 takes off like it's shot out of a cannon. Woo, yeah. Mr. Revell is a little worn. Gotta remember the age of the engine, you know. It's such a good runner, though. And I think, oh yeah, I picked up that little Revell locomotive for $29. Kevin and Jim. See, I wasn't aware that Jim was going to be there as well, but awesome. We're gonna have the dynamic duo back together again. That is very awesome, actually. I am going to go ahead and pull the Rio Grande train off. We will go ahead and change it out. And eventually the Rio Grande train, I'm just going to call him my antique crack dealer, has a pair of Rio Grande Jeep 40s, or at least he did the last time I was there. And if he still has them come payday, I may pick them up because he had them priced very, very reasonably. And I think a nice pair of Jeep 40s would look really good pulling this string of, this string and other Rio Grande cars that I have. What am I going to do? Oh, Jim, you're going to have that ready by tomorrow? That would be cool, Jim, if you could. That would be actually pretty cool. Look forward to seeing that. Okay, now I need to figure out where those cars are. Where did I put those? Oh. Well, now the GS4 is running like a GS4 would be running. And not in there. Okay. All right. Oh. Pardon the old man grunts and groans. I will take this, put that on there with that train. I'm going to make Holly upset, but I'm sorry, Holly. Here, get in there. Meow. Ah, yes, here we go. These are the other cars I was looking for. Well, yep, that's not going to work. One second, I've got my back to the computer. Uh-oh. Where did that go? Oh, that's an issue. Let's not do that. Please. Alright, now I need tweezers. One second. Or, well, probably a couple seconds at this point. Because now I've got to put a truck back on a car that has jettisoned its truck. Yeah, no, it's never a good thing to hear. Kind of frustrating when that happens. But I didn't lose the pin or the truck or any wheels from the truck, so it's not all bad. Go ahead and we'll put a battery in this. How many volts is this battery? I'm gonna have to look. Uh-oh is never typically something you want to hear when it comes to model trains. Just not something you want to hear. Especially going on in the background. What in the world? Okay, why are you being like this? Who hurt you? There we go. Okay. Let me see. What am I missing? Hello, Steve. Welcome to the stream, or welcome back to the stream. At 7HO Scale, welcome to the stream as well. Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, she's kind of a nice little size, and it's not done growing yet. Thanks to Mustache Mike's showing me a video. There are grand plans afoot. The grand plans are a ways down the tracks, so to speak. Hey, Have. One more, and then I can go cut the power to add the locomotive. Stop. There we go. Okay. All right, we are going to pause the main line for just a second while I add the new motive power. Still have to go put the old motive power from 2 trains ago away. Oh no, don't do that. My finger caught on the front of the snowplow. Like, no! Don't do that. go. All right. Everything rolling again. Since these are both Katos, should both run at a respectable speed at a decent setting on the throttle. Oh, it was going downhill. Okay. We can bump it up just a hair. Mr. Khan, 9473. Yes, by all means, you can ask questions here. By all means. I may or may not be too distracted to answer them, but I'm sure somebody in the chat would be able to. Well, that's good to hear, AT7. That's very nice. Yeah, this layout came out of storage in, I think it was March or April, was when I pulled this out of storage. It had been in storage for 10 years at that point. And needless to say, since that time, this layout has definitely made progress. I'm doing my best to try and keep up on chat while I'm up and around changing things. Changing out motive power, changing out cars and whatnot. Trying to think what else I have. Oh, yeah, I forgot I got those two. What is this? Another caboose? That was another caboose. Have this. Could put some freight behind. If you notice, Steve, I have some SP running. Nice heavy power SP steam running. But Mr. Connor, yeah, by all means, you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to take a moment to sit down at the table over here. One for my back, two, because I've got stuff to put away. It needs to be put away. Guys, let me know if you're hearing the fan that's blowing at my face currently. If so, I'll go ahead and redirect it. Okay, your layout is HO. When engine shopping, there's DC, DCC, DCC equipped. DCC and DCC equipped are the same thing, first off. Does DCC ready basically mean it's a DC unit until the chip is added? Yes, exactly. So the two trains that you see currently running on the main line on the layout, those are both DCC ready locomotives. But they are currently being operated on DC. The GS4, which is the very large steam locomotive, has a small little ability to stick a chip in the tender. Thank you, Raven Train. Has an area where you can stick a small Kato stock decoder in it. Or you can do what my crazy butt tends to do and take a locomotive and go nuts. And add DCC and sound and the whole 9 yards to it. But that's entirely up to you and what you feel comfortable doing or feel comfortable paying for. Because there's lots of options out there, whether you want to be just DC, DCC without sound, or DCC with sound. There's plenty of options out there to cover all the bases. All right. So I'm going to put the Pacific away, but leave it out so that I know it needs servicing over the weekend. And I'm going to leave the Denver Rio Grande out as well because I'll give it a lube and give it a proper break-in. Get the passenger cars put away because those are actually very awesome little passenger cars and I don't want to break them. We are too much what, Steve? What do we do now? Or what did they do? I hope they're behaving. HE7, from what I heard, it was there for a little while. I think it had gotten better to get a hold of, but I think it may also still be area dependent. I'm not entirely sure because obviously, as you can see, I'm running Kato Unitrack, so I don't run. I mean, my roadbed's attached to the track. I kind of cheated. Yes, it is a joke around here, the filthy UP stuff. Mr. Connor, or Mr. Khan, I'm DC, HO, and Bachman. Don't cringe. Hey, yes, Brielle.
Monday.
Okay, all right. Well, Daddy's streaming, baby girl. Yeah, yes. Love you. Had to stop her at the door. She's not wearing a shirt. Love you too, baby girl. Had to stop her at the door. She's not wearing a shirt. So I'm not trying to get in trouble for that. And Mr. Khan, there's no cringe. I mean, we joke about Bachman around here, but Holly's train set as a Bachman. I have a few Bachman around here. So Bachman has its place. Yes, it is the little voice. The little voice coming out to say hi to Daddy and tell me about her. She just realized what Mama's plans for them are tomorrow. So yep. You know, Mustache Mike has Bachman. Yeah, I mean, I started with Bachman when I was like 5. So, you know, I can't throw too much shade at Bachman. Dear Lord, that CN is apparently running late. Oh, well, he is DC going down a hill, so kind of what happens. Actually, my wife, I should say, has a very nice Bachman 765 Berkshire. I have a very nice Bachman Heavy Mountain up there that's currently in process of turning into a Southern Pacific MT locomotive. What could we pull off? All right, so I think what we might do is we're going to let the DC run for just a little bit longer on the main line, and then we're going to actually switch over to DCC on the main line for tonight. Yeah, see, and that's exactly it, Roger. It's you know, there are good Bachman and then there are not so good Bachman, but that's the case with any of it. You know, I had an Atlas that cracked 2 sets of axles on me. And that was the main thing everybody hated Bachman for. was splitting axles and splitting gears. I had an Atlas that split 2 sets of axles. That Dash 8 I have split 2 sets of axles. Oh yeah, and it stopped when I replaced the axles with Kato. Go figure. The GS4 you currently see tooling around the track, which that GS4 is a Kato. When I started back into playing with my trains again and was going through servicing everything, found that there's either 2 or 3 of its 4 axles had split as well. Luckily, I had the parts to fabricate new axles for the GS4. So it is back up and running again and doing quite well and looking quite fabulous in doing so. The boxes are keeping them behaved. Yes, George. Honestly, that's it. And you got to keep them serviced with the right kind of lubrication too. That's the other thing that can actually attribute to the cracking of the axles and the gears. Is if you're using the wrong kinds of lubricants, it can actually attack the plastic, weaken it, and thus cause it to crack. Man, I'm really making this this CN exercise, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, see, that's pretty lucky, Steve. The closest it ever got to me was Sacramento. And that's 3 hours plus away from me. Twice it came to Sacramento, and twice I missed it. Not a happy camper, let's put it that way. Jim. Alrighty, so we've got AT7 and we've got Mr. Khan. So we can go ahead and start prepping. Oh, and bear grease. Yeah, I gotta use the bear grease. Yeah, see, Roger, and that's what I did with my Atlas Dash 8. Believe it or not, the Kato F3 axles were a drop-in replacement for the Atlas Dash 8 axles. Steel rail clean. Well, that varies depending on who you talk to, Mr. Khan. You get asked 10 different people and you may get 10 different answers. You know, me, I have a thing called ACT 6006 that I use on the track. What? I don't have the aerosol one. The aerosol one's gone. The other one I didn't have. Your mom did. Or it was in the... Check the cupboard. Thought her coming in and think I jacked her hairspray. No, I used the rest of your aerosol when I did the static grass. But I use the ACT. I use the ACT about every other week, every 3 weeks, something like that. And I'll just do a couple of laps till I have one of the CMX cars, which is the tank car with the pads. Russ, welcome back to the stream. We just tow it around and I set the drip rate and have it do some laps, cleans the track right up, and it's good to go. Other than that, I have a tidy track, which here I'll come back over to the other desk. Let these have their last few laps. And I will show you what in which I am talking about. About whichever, whatever. Go ahead and stop the scene switcher, bring it back to the face cam. Hello. Alrighty, here let's we'll open the park loop. Press cam, the light cam, and the station cam. So we've got all the those. There's your trains running while I'm gonna sit here and yak. So I have one of these. This is the little CMX car. The costs a small fortune car. You know, it's got the little adjuster for the drip rate here. Got the fill port here. You put the pad here. You fill it up with your poison. You can use alcohol. You could use mineral spirits. You could use the ACT like I use. And just, you could even stick it in a train if you wanted to. I would suggest making it the first car on the train because this is as heavy as a locomotive. The other thing I use, the little tidy track, is, you know, the little wand. You know, and the two different pads. This is the more abrasive pad. This is the softer pad. You know, and I use this to break it up, this to pick it up. And that's what I use for the track cleaning. The other thing you could do is you could, you know, have this also has soft pads that you can put on it, and I could put the ACT on those pads, or you could put isopropyl alcohol, or you could put the mineral spirits, whichever, and use it and just, you know, rub the track down that way. Mineral spirits, they say, is the best thing to do because it doesn't leave a residue, so they say. Alcohol, or as they say, it's non-polar, or has the lowest polarization rate of all of a lot of the cleaners. There are some electrical contact cleaners, I think, that were technically less, but the easiest to get a hold of in most states is the mineral spirits. So, yes, Chuck. Your hoodie never got washed. It's in the washer. It never got started. And that would be the 19-year-old. See, you get everybody coming through tonight. Everybody's just like, go to work, child. Oh, okay. Yep. Good night, Richard. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Have a great weekend. Remember, Kevin's Tiny Trains and Jim E. streaming tomorrow night, normal time. I have a Bachmann track inspection car. That's one you can do, yeah. You can do that way too. Yeah, it's good to know we haven't scared you off, because we have a thing with new people to the channel, is they get to choose the next train that we're going to put on the track. And seeing as how we're getting ready to go to DCC, there's 2 trains that need to be chosen. So Mr. Khan gets to choose one, and AT7 gets to choose the other. So since we're going to be stopping both trains, so I just need to make sure I stop them where I can get to them. So the first one we'll pull off will be the CN, which is coming around right now, and I need to get over here to the power pack. All right, we'll stop this one right here. We'll pull the motive power, and we'll bring the SP around now that I've got the power off. All right. These two locomotives I will put away in their cases really quick because, yes, they're autos and I really want to keep them nice. So we will start with, I don't know which of you came in first, but it doesn't really matter because there's plenty of stuff to go around. I've got more than enough rolling stock, so that's not an issue. Let me pull the GS4 off. Get it put away real quick. Okay. No gravity tax on this one, please. Had enough gravity tax incidents. Okay. GS4, put away. 40, put away. All right. So, let's start with... Alrighty. So, I'm guessing AT7 likes Southern Pacific. Am I correct in saying that? You missed the Bloody Noses. Well... I do have two Bloody Noses. Sadly enough, they're the only Bloody Noses I have as of right now. Next week, I should have a new Bloody Nose. Not this one. So, you're a fan of diesel or you're a fan of steam? That's the next question. Jim, we can get to the RDC. Steam and diesel? Well, so here's the thing. With diesel, these are the only SP diesels I currently have. These two typically run together. Or, for steam, oh, you know what? I take it back. Now the question is, how much of a rivet counter are you? Because I've also got this one. Which is DCC and sound. It's a Kato. I did a custom install on. Run all the locomotives. Or I've got one that'll make UP fans cringe. I have a veranda turbine with DCC and sound. I honestly like the Black Widow on the I definitely like the Black Widow on the turbine. But you know what? I haven't run the Mikado in a while. So I'm going to throw the Mikado on the front of the passenger train. Yes, I know, not prototypical. Don't care either. Hopefully, got enough poop to pull the train. good. And so you can see on this one, I made a custom oil bunker, which the Mark 7 Mikados did have. Their coal bunkers were modified with an oil bunker. So give me 1 second. I'll get this one on down the road for you. All right. Sorry, I wasn't skipping you there, Mr. Khan. He said SP, and I was wanting to run this SP. So, and I just put it on the wrong track. F, Jason, F. All right, we're going back around the other side where I think, yeah, I've got the rear railers over here. All right. Now that we're going to be running DCC, I can use the staging track for trains. And then I can run them out. Pick should be all on the track. All right. Oh, hey. Now that we're doing the DCC thing, actually, I need to leave that on. I can fire up JMRI. I can run the trains from my computer. Fire up Dakota Pro. No crashing, no crashing. I'm hurrying up, AT7. Make sure we got everything going here. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Where is it? Nope, that ain't it. Yes, there we go. Throttle. 8. Come on. Apparently this track is a little dirty. Oh, come on, you. Let's go. Oh, yes, I forgot. All the cleaning and whatnot, or dirtying of things over here that I've been doing. I didn't scrub this area down. Come on. Let's go. Come on. You can do it. Go throw the switch. It is moving along now. The heck? All right. What? That one. Yeah. Damn. Come on. Back up, you. Get on with it. Let's go. Everything, the gremlins have shown up all of a sudden. Sorry, everybody. Apparently, all my family decides right now is a great time that they want to all start coming and asking me for things. All right. And of course, the minute it stops. Ah, come on. Apparently it hit it a little too hard, too. Okay. Word. Oh. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn on auto scene switcher. Good night, Giuseppe. Sorry. Went a little slow there for you. I'm sorry. Friday and everybody's pooping out on me. Oh, the scene switcher should. Well, here we'll help it out. There you go. You can see your train moving there, AT7. Still here. Again, sorry it took so long. Scene switcher is going. Now. Go ahead and set this locomotive's case here. Mr. Khan, if you're still here. Oh, that locomotive's having no problems with that. Okay, well, answers that question. I hadn't had the Mikado pull those cars. So last time the Mikado pulled those cars was probably 12 years ago, or pulled a string of cars like that. It was 2 more cars in length, though. It was an 8 or 9 car train. Yes, I have those are the car cases, Russ, that I store a lot of locomotives and rolling stock in. Oof. I'm guessing you're heading to bed there, Raven? Yes. Yes, Josh. So, Mr. Khan, what is your choice? You said you were going to be difficult, so let's see how difficult you're wanting to be. Alrighty, Raven. Well, totally understand. Yep. Give your son our regards. Your 28th birthday. Eat a lot of cake, yes. Drown your sorrows in cake. When in doubt, eat cake. So, Mr. Khan, what is your choice for motive power? I've got UP, courtesy of Mustache Mike, MKT Heritage, Montana Rail Link. I've got dueling UP Old School, SD40 and U30C. I have a Canadian Pacific ES44AC. I have a Florida East Coast ES44C4. I have an EMD F7A that doesn't have any mates yet. I stress yet. I've got 3 different Maersk locomotives. I've got a BNSF Maersk SDP40F, Maersk SD40-2, or a Jeep 60M. You're a diesel fan, okay? What are your particular roads that you like? Ah, that's unfortunate, Raven. But I do understand. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, no. Where did she stop? The Mikado got caught on something. What got caught? Yep, just reset the whole way out. How did it split the switch? Oh, don't do that. Freaking Berkshire does that enough. Alright, well, we're probably going to end up having to switch that. I don't think I have any CSX yet. The closest thing I had to CSX was an FL9, which unfortunately split its axles on me. Seems to be what locomotives love to do to me. Let me see. I don't think I have any CSX. No, I don't. That's a damper. Have a great night, Raven. Hope you have a great weekend, sir. CSX is one I do plan to get some of. I just haven't gotten there yet. So now the question, the dueling UP engines. Okay, you want to go with the older UP? All right. I'm sure that'll be much to Mustache Mike's chagrin. And we'll put the SD40 in the lead this time. Yeah, there's a thing in this group about calling UP the dirty UP, but it's not being mean or nothing. Mike's just one of our northern friends, or northeast friends, that prefers anything but UP, which, more power to him. Okay, select loco. Alright, I cannot read those numbers from here. Believe it or not, I can still not read those numbers from here. Wow, yep, I might need glasses. Oh, Holly. Ouch. Oh, I'm sorry, Russ. Happy late birthday, for what it's worth. Okay. Oh, what are the missed calls that I have? Oh, I will deal with those later. Curmudgeon, I'm a curmudgeon. You say so, Mike. I said you said it. I didn't. Okay. So, all right. I need to look at these pictures because Jay's blind, apparently. All right. 3054. And we're going to set up a consist advanced. 126 is fine with me. Lead loco 3054. Okay. Forward. Rear loco. $28.14. Okay. That one is backwards. Backwards. Okay. Okay. And now we'll control it from JMRI using 3054. Pull up 3054's throttle. Set it over here to the side so that it does not conflict with the Southern Pacific. And we will go ahead and get it moving forward. Probably should turn on its headlight though. And we'll bring up this one's throttle, turn its headlight off. All right, there we go. Gonna have to keep an eye on the Southern Pacific just in case it decides to pick the switch again. Make sure it doesn't pick it real fast. Oh, made it through, no problem. All right. These two cases over here. All right. Gonna put together a bit of a train. Put some filthy UP freight on there just to chew at Mike a little bit. I'll put those right there too because those are still out. Those are not still out. Those can go back in their slot. Can go back in a slot. Get out of the way. This should be. Nope. Wrong cars again. Wow, I'm batting 1,000 today. Where is they're down there. Oh. Excuse the old man noises and the sound of the table moving around. All right, sweetheart. What? Okay, baby. Be safe. Be a good girl. Okay. 5-year-old paying a visit again. Sorry if I'm missing chat. I am dealing with the schnickety cars. Okay. Oh, I'm sure I'm missing something. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna switch it up a little bit here. The dirty UP is gonna do some bidding for another railroad today. Hey, that's not the cars I'm looking for. Oh, of course they're on the bottom. All right. We're going to switch it up and throw a little WP on the train. Go ahead and get this moving. Sorry it's taking so long there, Mr. Khan. Definitely didn't plan on it taking so long. All right. I can definitely see why Dave normally says we're not going to go through the hassle of changing cars and everything tonight. I can see the wisdom behind that now. I can definitely see the wisdom behind that. This will work. Here, we'll even throw one of these on there. Why not? UP absorbed these guys too, so why not? There's some other colorful cars on there too. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you, Jim. All right. We'll go ahead and call that good. That's a nice little healthy train. And we'll go ahead and get them moving on their way. All right. And we'll get a little RDC for Jim. Where is my phone? Here is my phone. Close. Open so I can see chat. There we are. Hello, Paul Band. Welcome to the stream. Just in the middle of wrapping up some motive power and train swaps. Got done setting up a nice little length freight. Not nearly as long as I could have made it, but I think it's a nice mix. Go ahead and get our little Mr. Fuji over here and get Mr. Fuji swapped out. Get Jim's RDC on the line. See? Fuji's put away. Now for a little RDC action. I really am enjoying this RDC gym, by the way. I don't know why I never got an RDC sooner. Maybe it was just the fact I didn't happen to have a RDC drop in my lap for the price that this one did. Quick and easy, and you know what? For being what this one is, it really is a really good runner. You know, it's a Roco built Concord locomotive, and it really does run very nice. You know, it's kind of hilarious is the freight train's more or less kind of pacing the passenger train. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good to see. Apparently our little Mikado friend is actually slipping going up the hill a little bit now. Might have been because it did that burnout on that switch for so long. Well, maybe we can just put a little more oil into the SP's fire. Oh, stop it, Mike. Because I really don't have anything for your neck of the woods yet, but trust me, that's fixing to change. Oh, I'm turning the wrong one up. Turning the freight train up, and I'm supposed to be turning up the steamer. A big dummy. Well, technically it is supposed to be a passenger train, right? Oh no, not again. See what happens? I speed it up and it does the same crap again. It's the front driver seems to be picking it. All right. Well, we got it back on track this time without having it reset everything. Oh, no wonder it's so friggin' warm in here. I forgot when I was doing tree flocking and putting trees in and whatnot earlier, I turned off the ceiling fan. Let's see if we can play chicken. See if we can avoid an Addams Family incident here. Oh no! I may have instigated a Tokyo Drift incident. I can't let it go like that, though. Okay. I gotta stop both trains. Here, we'll let you see what the Oopsie J did. That's the Oopsie J did. All right. It was quite hilarious because it actually Tokyo drifted around the entire of the downhill part of the layout. What happened? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, we gotta get the Mikado moving again. We get the freight going again. Need to put some momentum in the freight engines. Yeah. No, technically it wouldn't have been the engineer. It would have been the brakeman that would have been fired for that one. Or the signal master. I may have to actually slow the SP back down again real quick. It'll be fine. I'm going to have to now slow the SP down some so that the freight train can get on the other track, which is what I was trying to do. Yeah, the engineer did kind of keep dragging it because the engineer was actually hoping I might be able to get it back around, but then realized I don't have another crossover except for back up on the hill, and the minute it would have hit the switch that it had been derailing on, it would have shorted out the layout. So I want to avoid those incidents if I can. Freight train is cooking along now. Now I could throw the switch, and I'm not going to Tokyo drift the back of the steam engine now, or the back of the heavyweights. once the freight train's on the line I want it to be on, then I will speed the SP back up again. The only things that seem to pick that switch coming around the curve are steam engines. And it's not the articulateds, it's not the GSs, it's always the Mikado or the Berkshire. Those are the two that always pick that switch. Why? No idea. But they do. So, it is what it is. We'll go ahead and get the SP sped back up. We're going to slow the freight train back down because it's not an express. All right. And we're sitting in a camera where there's absolutely nothing. Okay, well, that's not going to work. How about this thing? Oh, well, we got freight going by. That'll work. One of the things that will eventually happen is that station platform down there will grow by about 4 times at least, eventually. And of course, it goes back to the tram line when there's no tram or trolley or anything. So, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go till about, we'll say 10:15 right now. Was what I was supposed to. Russ, mine have been pretty well behaved as I've, encountered issues since I've started running the large layout again. As I've encountered issues with the cars, I've brought the cars in. I've, worked on their wheels, worked on their couplers. I've put a real concerted effort into making sure all couplers are right where they're supposed to be with using the microtrains gauge. All coupler heights are where they're supposed to be. If I have to take a shim or put a shim in, I put a shim in. If I have to take a shim out, I take a shim out. If it's something that I have to do via the trucks, I'll add a spacer to the trucks so that the couplers sit the right heights. Doesn't matter. And then same goes with the weight. If the weight's off, I adjust it. I'm still building those 2 kit cars. One of them is almost done. The problem I had with it was, guess what? I ran out of weight. So, when I get paid, Amazon is going to be delivering a 60-ounce box of lead weights. Basically the tire weight type. So I can finish those cars. And, anybody notice the problem? I notice the problem. I do have a few of these are ones I've built. Some of these are ones I got off my buddy Joe, that I got that nice little Denver and Rio Grande steamer from and cars from. No, if you're talking about that way, Jim, I've got no shortage either. Trust me. I wish I could give that away. I wish I could use that in my cars. So we're going to back the freight train back up to pick up its cars. We need to go observe what happened and where the culprit was. It's obviously not the MKT car, because the MKT car is still on the track and doing just fine. So I need to go figure out where the culprit is. There's a problem somewhere. And I think it's probably going to be the Gulfport and Galveston car. Ah, the beauties of JMRI. Right, Jim? You know, Mustache Mike, my favorite little antique shop, actually has a couple of Seaboard engines. Oh, yep, it is the Gulfport and Galveston car. It is completely off the rails for some reason. And I see exactly what the problem is. Okay, that is an easy fix, actually. Oh, you don't want to push back through your coupler, huh? You know, we've got a way of dealing with troublesome air hoses like you. Dude, I cut that pointed at the mat and it still ended up somewhere across the room. Please don't be on the track. With my luck, it'll be on the track. Trip pin on the coupler is too low. And on those particular couplers, they don't like to slide back through the coupler for whatever reason. I think they're either the Atlas couplers or... Oh, wrong way! Yeah, I think they're the Atlas couplers where they don't like to slide back through the coupler itself. So I need to get the KD trip pin bending tool so that I can bend the trip pin up a little bit. Let's see what I missed. Yeah, Roger, pretty much. That's one way to do it. Using Vallejo paints, is soap and water good enough? If they're acrylic, yes. But if they're like lacquer or oil-based, no. Okay, well, if you're using water and some paint thinner, you're pretty much covering your bases. Because acrylic should clean up with soap and water. You shouldn't even need soap. Water should do it. Nice hot water will get it right off the brush. If it's oil-based or like lacquer, then you're going to want to use paint thinner to get it off the brush. Yes, and Mustache Mike said as well, keep it wet. Whenever I'm painting, I always make sure I have, at the very least, a glass or a cup of whatever you're using to clean your brushes. If it's oil-based, keep a thing of thinner in a glass nearby. Or at least have a bottle of the thinner and a glass so that you can put it in it. Otherwise, I keep a glass of water, and in between doing whatever I'm doing, I just throw it in the glass of water, and it pretty much, does the job. Okay, you are completely off right now, there, camera. Let's see. I weighed 187 when I graduated high school. Months later, at the end of basic training, 175. I've not been that in 44 years. Yeah, well, I went into basic weighing about 215, came out, or no, it was probably about 220, 230 going into basic. Came out of basic at about $1.98. And like you said, haven't been that since. So. If it's not like instantly dissolving, James, when you put it in the water, then you probably need to be using the paint thinner. Because typically if it's an acrylic, when you put it in the water, you'll watch it literally just cloud off the brush, and you can thump it, push the bristles against the bottom of the cup, and you'll watch everything on the brush come off of it. UP's just poking along, doing quite well on its own over there. Go ahead and put the turbine away. Turbine back up here. Put away. So this next coming week, well, unfortunately, James, in the case of that, if it's already dried, that brush is probably toast, unfortunately. Not going to be much you're going to be able to do for it if it's already dried on the brush. Yeah, Mustache Mike said too, try not to leave it in there. Like, obviously, if you're using a big paintbrush, you could probably leave it at an angle. It'll be fine. But the real fine detail brushes, you don't want to leave them on the bristles for too long. Yeah, I'm at 40 as well, George. When I went into basic, I was wearing 36s. I stayed pretty much in 32 to 34 for many years after the Army. And then once I got lazy, I went back up, and I ended up having to wear 38s and 40s when I was working, mainly because I was bending a lot and I kept blowing the butt out of my pants. Hello, Michael. I do actually have a big boy, but we're going to actually be ending the stream in about 6 minutes. I do actually have a big boy. Let me get it out. I think we actually ran it last weekend. Maybe we didn't run it last weekend. Might have run it the weekend before, but here, let me go to turn off scene switcher real quick, and we'll go to face cam. See all the other. Uh-oh. Did it do it again? It did it again. Okay, we lost a different car this time. All right, I'll figure it out in a second. But here is my fantasy scheme big boy. This is 4023 in the two-tone gray. I have a thing for two-tone gray locomotives. So my Challenger's two-tone gray, my big boy's two-tone gray, and I'm eyeing a 844, which technically would be numbered 8444 in two-tone gray. And I think our music just stopped. Didn't kick it in the pants real quick. Yeah, it sure did. So we'll go to playlist. We'll go to this. get that started. Yeah, no, I have a big thing for two-tone gray. I've never been a small guy either. I'm 6'3", 6'4". So I've always been on the bigger side. Granted, before I got hurt, this was a lot smaller and I had a lot more muscle. Good night, James. Thank you for hanging around. I'm going to go figure out what happened to the freight train. I think it just pulled apart. Something might have gotten caught. No, it just pulled apart. All right, well, I'm going to have the train come back and get it. Okay, reverse. Let's send the freight train back down to go get its cars. Well, I mean, I kind of do Holly, but that's only because of how it affects my leg. So, not much I can do about that, unfortunately. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop them there. Okay, flip its direction, and we're going to go ahead and put it back on scene switcher, and we'll put you over on the park loop so you can see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, it's some troublesome freaking Atlas couplers that work sometimes and not others. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, huh, George? All right. We are moving again. All right. So, hopefully you guys all enjoyed what I've managed to get done over the last week. I think it's a pretty good improvement over the forever winter that the layout was enduring. The layout is slowly but surely starting to come to life and flesh itself out quite well, I'd say. Next month when we go to LA, I should be able to hopefully pick up the rest of, or at least pick up the Unitram track for the city street running section of the layout, so that the tram line will look proper and will, you know, give you an indication of what this section you're looking at right now is going to look like. Yeah, mister, if you ever have any questions or anything, you know, don't hesitate to ask. You know, we're all about answering questions and helping people out. Thomas the Goober. Welcome to the stream. We're actually going to be wrapping up here in about a minute or two. And yes, I do have Thomas the Tank Engine, as well as Percy, James, and Henry. I think I ran them last weekend too. But yeah, I think the layout's definitely shaping up nice. Don't mind, you know, the back corner looking like it belongs somewhere in Arizona, because, or New Mexico. But yeah. All in one of these storage boxes, Thomas. The lovely storage boxes that I've got Here, let me get rid of these other cameras and then you'll be able to actually see. So these storage boxes right here house probably 85-90% of my trains are in these boxes right here. There are some scattered here and there. A lot of the motive power is up on a shelf up here in its actual jewel cases. But Thomas, Henry, Percy, James are all in one of these boxes. No, I can't see. It's probably the third or fourth one down. Thomas is the only one that's DCC. Percy barely got put back together after 10 years a couple weeks ago. Henry and James are just awaiting decoders, basically. And then they're all going to be custom DCC installs. I do all my own custom DCC installs. Unless I'm lazy and I buy something. So no worries, Thomas. Thomas does come out. My daughter is a big fan of Thomas, my 5-year-old, as is my 19-year-old. Hell, all my kids, they grew up on Thomas. The kids at the club in Bakersfield love Thomas too, which I do need to get back to. I do plan on getting back to the club in Bakersfield at some point once things calm down. Big things are happening with the sim. So work weekends are kind of on hold right now. It possibly might be moving locations to the owner's home finally. So that whole thing's in flux. And with any luck, October will be another live Steam. I will probably stream from at least one of the nights when I'm at the next Steam meet, which should be in October in Sacramento. And I will be there for 4 or 5 days. So the night when I should be streaming in here, I could be streaming from the track thing. And then maybe periodically throughout the day. We'll see. But anyways, thank you everybody for coming and hanging out. And thank you for all the new people that showed up. AT7, thank you so much for the sub if you're still here. If you haven't, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, notifications about future content. I work on videos whenever I can. There's actually something to make a video about. I'm going to be probably posting a video of one of the kits when I go to build it, once I get the weights. And I will probably be posting a video about the new goodies I get next week from my favorite little antique shop. So, yeah, we will. People are subscribing and my alerts are just not going off? I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that, because they should be going off. AT7 subbed. I never saw it go off. Thank you, Thomas. It doesn't even show that Thomas subscribed, but hopefully so. Maybe it's just YouTube being YouTube. Don't know. But thank you everybody again for coming out, hanging out, and see you tomorrow night on Kevin's Tiny Trains. On that note, have a good night, everybody.